What's going on, guys? My name is Matt and I help people automate their fitness businesses. Now, today I'm going to be going through whether or not this software, this website, can run your entire fitness business for you. So the platform I'm talking about is Go High Level. If you haven't used Go High Level before, it is an all-in-one marketing platform that allows you to bring in automations, text messages, emails, websites, funnels, calendars, all into one place. So you can look at replacing ManyChat, Calendly, like ClickUp or Monday if you used it for a CRM, and pretty much any other marketing related tool that is out there on the market. So I'm going to be breaking down whether or not you can run your entire fitness business through it and how I would kind of go about setting it up if you're a first time user. So even if you're an experienced user at Go High Level, this is probably still going to be a good video for you to go over the basics, but I'm going to start from the major kind of points of coaching, from leads to fulfillment. So buckle up and let's get started. So first and foremost, Go High Level is, I'm going to say, a jack of all trades, master of none. And I don't want that to deter you, because you don't have to master every single step along this process to have a very successful business. It does a lot of things well. However, other platforms do other things really well. Now, if you're okay with that, like most business owners are, and you want to move with pace and you want to get people through the door and you want to start selling, that is more important to most people than the highly specific, aesthetics of type form. However, let's jump straight into it and go over the first thing that I want to go over, which is forms and surveys. So for the most part, this is where people interact with your business as their first impression, right? So making sure that you have a nice quality form or a nice quality survey for them to fill out and give you their information is actually really important. So Go High Level gives you the opportunity to do this. And if we jump into sites here, it's not always the easiest thing to find if you're looking for forms and surveys. But if you go for sites and then forms, and then we go into the builder, we're presented with our opportunity to build some forms. So I'm going to click on add form and start from scratch. Now, one thing with Go High Level, as soon as you see Go High Level in action, you're going to see it everywhere. It's kind of like spotting one of those VW cars. Once you see it once, you'll see them everywhere. And for me, I find it a massive kind of turn off when I see just the standard Go High Level form, because I know it can look so much better than this, because you see businesses with this and you're kind of like, cool, they're using GHL. I get it. So I'm going to show you a couple little tricks that you can make this form look significantly better and kind of, stand out from the crowd a little bit. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to change this massive consent waiver. So I'm going to just reduce it a little bit, and I'm going to say I consent to receiving messaging from this company. Reply stop at any time. So you would make sure this is in alignment with your country's requirements, but that's fine. And then what we're going to do, we're going to change how these boxes look, because I think these labels look really ugly and it's a really good giveaway. It's a GHL form. I'm going to change that. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on styles and options on the right hand side here. We are going to change what is kind of available to be seen. So if we go to options, it should be in here. Yes, show label. We're going to turn this off. And first and foremost, you can see straight away that it's starting to look a little bit better. And we've got first name, last name, phone, and email. And what I think about this specifically is the fields are a little bit too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make it a bit bigger in terms of the actual text. So if we go through, they just changed all this. So I'm finding my own way back around. I'm pretty sure it's under one of these. Maybe not. Maybe if I just click through here. This is great. This is someone who's been using GHL for years still keep trying to find information. But if we click on enough things, we should be able to find it. It's usually under weight, font weight, layout, box width, label width. If we change this, what happens? Nothing. Field spacing. Advanced settings right there in front of me. Cool. So input field is the one that we're going to be editing. And what we are going to do is change the text size. So we should be able to get this, actually play it. Yeah, cool. Here we go. you just mess around for a bit and eventually find it. So we changed that to 18. It looks nice and looks like better already. Change this font to like something like Montserrat, and it starts to blend in a bit nicer. You can change the font weight here. So change this to like 600. Maybe too much. Maybe we go 500. And next up, we're going to look at this button here, and we'll change this, and we'll pretty much be done. So I'm going to remove this privacy policy in terms of service, button, and we take a look and change this one to submit, and we're going to probably change the color, probably just like make it a gray or something. Yeah, we'll just make it a bit darker. And then we're going to look at the text. So the text color is white. That's fine. We're going to change it to a Montserrat as well. Change the size to 30. No, that's a bit much. So let's say like a 25. We've got that there, and we add a bit of weight to it, so it's a bit more bold. And that alone is so much better and nicer to look at than the original GHL form. So even if I just refresh this page, I didn't save anything, so it should show you the original. But that looks significantly better, in my humble opinion. I don't know if that's just playing a sound, so my apologies, than this, right? So you're able to house your forms in here and make them look really nice. I wouldn't spend too much time on it, but you saw how quickly that took me to update it. Now, the difference between a form and a survey, there isn't really too much. It's just a different way that they can kind of look. And if you are someone who's used Typeform in the past, where it has that question by question setup, a survey might feel a bit more comfortable for you to add into your business. So the way that I set up surveys, I don't ever really do these slides. You can set up multiple slides where you can have multiple questions per slide. For example, we have like full name, we've got phone number, and then on the next slide you might have address, for example, right? You can do it like that. I, however, don't do this for surveys. I'd like to change it in the settings here. And if we go options, we should get, what's it called? The style of the survey. Here we go. Survey, one question at a time. So what this is going to do, it's going to, if we click on preview, we should be able to have a look here where it like asks us one question at a time. So I think this is great. I think this looks significantly better than any other option on GHL. If we just go next, sorry, I'm trying to spam too much and it's not doing it. And then we just go next question, next question. Again, you can change the formatting of all this. However, it is really up to you how you want it to look. Now, I would do the same thing as before. I would like disable the labels. However, if you start to use like radio buttons, so like checkboxes and stuff, it'll get rid of the top label, then you won't be able to see the question. So you just got to make sure you can set this up in a way that is still legible for your clients. One thing I will quickly just note, this is a new feature of GHL, is create contact on partial submission. And basically what happens is if you have a like the slide format set up, and you can select a specific spot to capture the person's details in case they don't fill out the entire form. Now, a little bit ethical question. Someone technically hasn't consented to giving you all of their information, so I would be careful with using that. However, it's up to you. So the next step from here is more ways that people can interact with your business. So we've got survey submissions, we've got calendar bookings, and we even have like Instagram, like the mini chat style thing where it's like DM me transform to get a message and send a booking link. But the main one is calendars, because most of the time you're going to be booking your sales calls and it's going to be through this section here. Now, I think the calendar functionality in GHL isn't as good as say like a Calendly. However, if you get it right, it will do exactly what you need it to do, and it does it pretty well. It's just not as clean and as easy to set up and deliver as Calendly. But you can see what I'm about to do here. We're going to create a calendar together. You can see that they've taken heavy inspiration from it. So if we click on Create Calendar, we've got a couple of different options here. We've got personal bookings, which is schedules one-on-one meetings with a specific team member. i.e. client meetings, private consultations. We've got round robin, distributes appointments among team members in a rotating order. Class bookings, which is one host with multiple participants. Collective booking, multiple hosts meet with one participant. Explore more types. We've got event calendar for scheduling physical events, but with no host association, service booking, seamless scheduling for service-based businesses, spa appointments, etc. So for the most part, for fitness businesses, unless you are running like a gym with classes, you would use service booking. But for the most part, we're going to use round robin, because if you have a sales team or you just have one person on sales, I've found this is the easiest way to set it up. So we're going to just call our calendar name, not sales, because the clients will see it. We'll call it fitness company, and select team members. We've got Patrick Russell here. The URL is going to be my calendar page, and it's already taken, so we just add some numbers and it will be able to be there. So this custom URL, it's just a direct link to the calendar if you want to use it. Most of the time people don't, so you can kind of ignore this. Meeting duration is 30 minutes, Monday through Friday, availability 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can go into some advanced settings here by clicking this. It will save your progress if you do that. And you can see the people at the bottom here, and you can see who is involved in the calendar, so you can add more people in or you can minus them out, and set the priority based on who you want to take on more calls, and then you can set what location the actual call is going to take place in. So if you select Zoom, obviously you need Zoom connected here, but you can generate Zoom links every single time an appointment is made. Additionally, if you do them in person, for example, you could just leave it as custom and say like Snap Fitness. Flinders Street, right? And that could be what comes up when the person actually books in, specifically if you're an in-person gym. So if we just hit save, we'll just have a look here, it'll pop up. And if we go to close, actually, let's just go, no, that's fine. We'll just leave that for a minute. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is just all the messages that you can send once you've actually booked in the call. We just hit close, and I'll open this up. If we go fitness company, you can actually get a direct scheduling link. So you open that up and you go scheduling link, and you open this one up and press paste, and you'll see this is what comes up. Again, almost identical to Calendly. The person selects their time, 4 p.m. They enter in their details and press schedule meeting, and you have booked a call. One of the most common issues with this is when people actually schedule a call, the Zoom link doesn't get delivered. You can fix this by just disconnecting Zoom and reconnecting Zoom. Just if you're setting this up and you come across that, it's probably why. Fantastic. So with calendars in the back pocket, I'm not going to go over through the ManyChat side of things right now, because it is literally just setting up an automation, and you just go automation and then create workflow, start from scratch, and you select Instagram as the trigger, and it's like customer replies. So customer replied, and then you set the channel to be Instagram. So reply channel is Instagram DM, and filter, it's like contains phrase like transform, right? And now what will happen is when Instagram is actually connected, you can reply via SMS, Instagram. So you can send an Instagram DM, which is like you send one of the templates being like, yo, thanks for sending that through. Here's a link to my free resource. Or it's like, yo, here's the link to book in. All right. And that's literally all you need to do. And you provide the link, www.google.com, right? Below, and they can click on that, and then they actually schedule a call with you in your calendar, for example. So I actually did go through that, so I'm glad you guys got to see that really quickly. However, leads me into the next kind of stage, and that's when people do enter your business. How do you keep track of them all? Now, setting up a CRM can be really daunting for people because they don't know how everything connects. And I'm not so much going to go over that. I've got so many videos on setting that up. If you want to, just go through any onboarding video that I have. But I'm going to talk about why you would use something like this and why it's important to get it set up in the first place. So if you are someone who started a business and running a fitness business is the first business you've ever run, you probably either got leads in person and the gym gave them to you and they just gave you a phone number and you just called them and said, hey, Barry, got your 2 jumpstart sessions here. Let's get them booked in. And you would just write in your calendar, Barry, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, right? That is a great way to start. And it's how I started. And it works up until a certain point where, you've got 15 people and you're writing out all of their times manually and you're text messaging them back and forth until Sally doesn't show up until 7:30 because you accidentally wrote 7:30, not 7 a.m. And now you're off for the entire day, right? And then as a result of that, Sally leaves you as a client, and you need to then go through your previous messages and find someone you couldn't fit in previously, but now you can. And, they're just not, they don't want training anymore. They've already got a coach, all that kind of stuff. So instead of doing that, you can set up a place where you can manage all of your leads in one spot. So you can have new leads, you can have booked consultations, you can have people who didn't show up, you can have called, followed up, or you can have enrolled. You can even have more options in there. So if we change this, for example, we could be like waitlist for people who are on your waitlist, but you don't have a spot available. Jumpstart session, if you're a Good Life PT, or if you are the gym and you're putting people into these jumpstart sessions for your trainers, you can house them here. You can pretty much have as many stages as you like, and it gives you that holistic view of how many people are actually waiting to work with your business. One thing this does let you do is gives you the clarity. Two, it actually allows you to put a dollar value against what all of your pipeline is worth. And you can set that up in the dashboards, which we're not going to go over too much right now. I've got a previous video on that too. You can watch that. However, you can go and see, okay, cool. My current pipeline is worth 100 grand. I've got 100 people in there, and they're all worth $1,000 to me. It's worth 100 grand. And that's super motivating. And it's a metric that not a lot of people think about before they actually start using a CRM. Super important. So what this allows you to do is also automate different things based on the stage. So, if you had a new lead come in and they were in new leads and then you drag them across to booked call, let me just, I don't actually think there's let's just create a email here. Oops. Spelling everything wrong. Opportunity name, Matt Lambourne, and create a new contact, Matt. Cool. Now you would do most of this fully automated from your form. Whenever someone fills out a form, it creates a contact. If we just refresh this page, and then whenever they, like in your workflow, when someone fills out this form, you would say create opportunity in the stage where you want them to be. So if they fill out a new lead form, it would come into new lead. Now this didn't create for some reason, but it might just be because I just didn't have the contact created. So if we just type in Matt, it's fine. We'll leave it for now. Anyway, once you move me from new leads to like no-show appointment, you can send a follow-up message that's pretty much says, hey, I understand life gets in the way. Click here to book back in. And you get a reschedule link, and then you can get them back in. Whilst you don't have to do pretty much any of that messaging manually, which is so great. You can also have like a active clients pipeline. So this is something that I do for a lot of coaches, is so they can manage their coaching. So it would be like active clients. So active clients, and then you would have like an onboarding stage, and you would have like a needs new training program stage. You need like needs check-in, and you would have like needs re-sign, so like needs re-signing. So if you do like a 12-week minimum and you want to re-sign someone for another 12 weeks, you could put them in here. And then all of these stages would do different things that are specific to where that person is. So not only do you start to get clarity in your business, but you also start to like move from a trading just time for money to having something working on your behalf as well. So it's like hiring someone, but without even having to do it yourself. Without having to pay them, rather you just pay for the software. This opportunities and pipelines has been a little bit buggy recently. See, that lead finally came through. So it's been a little bit buggy. They've just done some major changes to it, so it might just be a little bit slow. However, with some refreshing, we should get there. There we go. We've got active clients, and now if we go into opportunities, you can click on up here, which is hidden by this Twilio thing. But if we go active clients, you can see these stages just here of where people are sitting, right? And obviously there's nothing in there right now, but you get the idea. So another big part of this is being able to set up your funnels and, set up a new place for people to interact with you. The Go High Level Funnel Builder is almost a one-for-one replica of ClickFunnels Funnel Builder. Just looks a little bit different, and they've changed a few things since they just really blatantly copied it. However, it still works pretty well. So we're going to just quickly set up one example funnel. And one thing that they've done is actually create there's an AI building funnel now, which really does help people get started. And I don't think I have it enabled for this sub account, so I'm not going to show you how to set it up, and it does cost money to use it, so additional to your GHL subscription. But for the most part, setting up an example funnel is very simple. You press on add new step, you press home, say home, and then you're not going to import from anywhere, and you're just going to press create funnel step. And what this is going to let you do is start dragging and dropping some elements into your funnel. So we've got our page here. So we've created a placeholder essentially to put our information, and it's going to ask us, do we want to use an existing funnel as this page, or do we want to update do we want to create from a blank one? I'm going to press create from blank because we're assuming that everyone's just setting this up from scratch. And I'm just going to show you the editor. I'm not going to build a whole funnel because it will just take too much time, but you'll be able to get the gist of it. So on the left-hand side here, you've got the add a section. Now a web page, these web pages, these funnels are made up of sections. In each section, you can have different rows, and then in each row can have an element. It's a little bit confusing, but you'll get the gist of it if you start playing around with it. So what you do is you click on full width and you drag it across, and you can kind of add it to the top here. And once you do that, you'll see this, I think it's orange, I'm colorblind, it might be green, this box where you can add in rows inside. I can't actually add anything to this section. If I tried to add a text box or anything, it wouldn't work. I need a row, which I can then put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column row inside it to then house some information. So it works in these containers, and then I can add this element and go headline, and we go, hello. Right, and then below it, I might want to add in my calendar. So I can go into this row here and create another one. And I can add another element here. I can type in calendar, and I can put my calendar in here, and it'd be fitness company, just that kind of stuff. If I wanted to change the background of the website, I could go into up the top here. So I've got a couple of different options, and it should be this one here, background. I can change the color, and we're just going to make it this disgusting pink, and that's pretty much it. So you go through, you add your testimonials, you add any other social proof that you have. It's really simple to do. In my honest, humble opinion, I would find a funnel that you like, that is maybe a popular fitness YouTuber or TikToker or whatever, and I would copy it one for one. Let's not beat around the bush here. I would just put your own twist on it, but copy most of it, because let the people who have done the hard work do the hard work, and we can ride their coattails. So that is one of my favorite quotes, is steal like an artist. So take inspiration from people and apply it to your own. So that is sites. Very simple. You can build a website in here as well. So instead of a funnel, realistically, they're very similar. I don't really set up websites at all. I pretty much just do funnels. And you don't really need to worry too much about a website. Just have a funnel, really. The next element that we've got here is memberships. Now, I'll be really honest. I don't love the memberships side of Go High Level. Pardon me, I'm just thirsty. I think that there are better options out there. For example, school. And if we take a look here, I'll show you my school account. And the proof is in the pudding here. I have my school on my community on school. It is less barrier of entry for me to use, and I enjoy it significantly more. And I just don't like how this is set up. So I'm not going to go through it too much, but they are starting to copy school's model and make it look a little bit more like school. However, I just don't think it's worth using it. So I would ignore that for now. The next step here is looking at reputation. The final thing in here is you can start to collect reviews for your business, whether it be a gym or online coaching for Google through Go High Level as well. Again, I don't use this too much. I really just like send links for reviews. If you're someone who really wants to track this information, then you can set this all up. However, Go High Level's power is not in this section of the business. It is simply a nice addition. So honestly, that is the best high level view of high level that I've probably given specifically for fitness businesses. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And whether or not you can use this for your business is entirely up to you. There's actually one more thing I said I was going to cover, which is fulfillment. Now, this is getting a little bit complex. So bear with me for a second whilst I run over fulfillment and if you can fulfill inside GHL for your training programs. So there are little hacks that you can do inside Go High Level to add in new menu items on the right-hand side here. Sorry, the left-hand side here. So if you have like if you coach in Google Sheets, for example, you can add a new menu item right here that says fulfillment, right? And you could essentially, it essentially just works as a portal into your Google Sheets. So I think I would have to go into agency settings to show you this. I think I do, and I don't want to do that right now. But you would add in an additional menu item, which would literally just take you to your Google Sheet, and you would access it through GHL. So it literally just has the GHL borders around it, and you have your Google Sheets on the inside. That's a cop out on how to fulfill inside GHL, but you definitely can do elements of coaching inside Go High Level. For example, if you were giving away like a free resource that's like a free meal plan, what you could do is create a workflow, and the form that is submitted, whether that captures the person's details or whatever it is, you could have like a ChatGPT module in here that says generate a meal plan based on the information that's been provided. Then you can provide that back to them as an email, and you are able to coach in some regard back to the person simply by sending a meal plan. Now, that is a super basic approach to it. I definitely go into a lot more depth if I do it for a business, and you need to. So one last thing is your marketing social planner. You can schedule posts on here as well, which is pretty cool. So you can do that and send out emails, email marketing, all that kind of stuff. I think I've run out of time now, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. P.S. If you wanted to join my school community, it's completely free. Fitness business owners only. You're going to have to provide details to make sure you are a fitness business owner, and there is free one-on-one calls with everyone who joins. But I will vet you and make sure you are a fitness business owner. So I'll speak to you guys again soon.